welcome to our preview show for the Tennent's Women's Premiership final. After 12 rounds of highly competitive rugby across Scotland, it all boils down to this: the final on Saturday the 28th of January between Stirling County and Corstorphine Cougars. It's been a big year of change for Stirling County with a new head coach, Mark Ainsworth, coming into play, and this is now the first time the team have made the Premiership final. We caught up with Mark and with captain Ailsa Luke and player Lucy McRae as they look ahead to this week's final.
Honestly, it's been like a dream season. Like, I don't think when we started in pre-season, it was an unknown. Like, new coaches, a lot of new players, and like every week, every game, like these guys just continue to impress and continue to work hard and just surprise me. So, you know, I've played a lot of seasons in this league, and this is the best so far, for sure.
Obviously, Mark has joined the squad as your head coach for the first time this season. Kind of what has he brought to the table as your new head coach? Obviously, going on success rate, it's been a really great change for you guys.
Yeah, I think he brings work ethic, intensity, but also he's a very calm guy. Like, never raises his voice. Like, it's just hard work, and he puts in high standards and is organised, and has made it very clear what our roles are, and I think that makes it easier if you go into a game knowing what your job is, and then you just have to do that job and hopefully win. That's kind of what he's brought, but he's been amazing this year.
Yeah, I moved up from county under 18 girls, start the season. We brought up 10 girls from the 18s up into the senior squad. So the challenge was, first of all, it's my first senior year. I've done under 16s, under 18 girls, and the boys as well. So it was my first senior job, so that was a little bit daunting. Was it going to be any different? To be honest, I don't think it is. The biggest problem I saw was integrating the young girls into the squad, how they were going to be taken by the older girls. Could they actually step up to senior rugby? I think obviously our record this season would suggest that they have. It's been an exciting season. One defeat against Cougars, obviously, so Saturday's game is going to be a bit nail-biting, but yeah, it's been a successful season.
Yeah, and absolutely, you've kind of hit on some of those young players that have come through, and they have really played such a key part, like Kira McDonald, for example, Skye Finster, Katie Ainsworth as well. How key have those young players been in your success?
They're obviously quality players in their own right, but I think they bring an energy to the older girls. And I think the older girls appreciate that energy, that enthusiasm, that skill level, and possibly that professionalism with a small p. They've got a really good attitude, and I think it's rubbed off in the older girls. So it's been really good to watch.
I think it's really good. I think it's really good for the sort of brand of rugby we want to play. We want to play quite a quick, fast game, and like with a lot of skill as well. And I think that comes from like the youngsters being quite fit, and then obviously the experience and the skills from the older players, which helps a lot. So, it's been great. It's allowed me to sort of bring my competitive side out and sort of aggression. Obviously everyone here wants to win, and the finals that will show. In the semi-finals, pulling through, and everyone just coming together and securing that win, I think that shows that as well.
Yeah, I think all you want is it to be competitive, and this year it was exactly like that. Every time we were playing a game, we'd be on the SRU website or Twitter trying to find out who won, because we just didn't know. And it's exciting. It's good for women's rugby in Scotland as well. Like, it's not fun if it's just two teams at the top. Now we have 7 teams that are all competing and playing really good rugby, and that's only hopefully going to improve as the years go, so it's great. Yeah, I think taking from it, like, there was a lot of change, a lot of like unknown, like obviously the weather meant that we hadn't maybe had a week of training that we'd wanted, and then our home semi was in Edinburgh, so I think that probably showed up in the first half more. But what we've learned like this season in that game especially is like you need to be able to win even when it's not going your way, and I think that's something that we kind of have learned to do, and it's about keeping calm. And like, even though it was tense and we spent too long in our 22, like, we weren't ever like worried, or kind of, we just needed to keep calm and play the way we want to play, because like we've been training to a game plan, and it's just executing that game plan as calmly as possible is the answer, which the second half probably showed more.
I'm expecting a really good game from Cougars and from us, and I think we'll bring out our best. And I think if we bring our best and the fast-paced game we can do and we know we can do, we'll bring the win. So I'm excited for it.
I mean, like, obviously excited, nervous. Especially, I think probably more the older players than the younger players. I think, but we're just trying to treat it like another week. Like, as much as we can, just keep calm, train hard, and then try and ignore the buzz. But like you said, like, it's been a long season, and this is just a game to celebrate. We want to play the best rugby, hopefully, that we've played this year in that final.
Our squad, I think we just play our normal game. And to be honest, I think Cougars, Eric will probably say the same. He'll play his normal game. We're two contrasting styles. He's got a lovely 10 who's got a lovely kick, and they try and play, the kicking game and then play off that. We tend not to. We tend to try and go through a lot of phases, fast phases. So it'll be a contrast in styles. It didn't work the first time for us at Bridgehaugh. It worked a couple of weeks ago. So it's one of those games that whoever turns up on the day is going to win.
So over the last 3 seasons, Corstorphine Cougars have been pipped at the post in the semi-final, but this year they booked their place after their win against Watsonians as they look to end their 16-year wait for a championship title. We caught up with head coach Eric Jones, captain Emma Turner and vice-captain Kiyomi Honjagawa as they look to prepare for their trip to Bridgehaugh this weekend.
Set! Keep the pressure on, keep the pressure on, keep the pressure on, keep the pressure on, keep the pressure on. Let's go for it, 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 go for it.
Yeah, massive. A lot of these players have been here since the start 5 years ago. So at times it was pretty rough in those early days, low numbers at training. People going on the pitch that probably didn't have the confidence in at the time, but with this group here we've got players, we've got just over 30 available for the weekend, and every one of them could have played a part. And it's players that have been about since the start with me, like E.T., Kiyomi, those players. It's been big because they've stuck about when it hasn't been great, and for Tej it's been here for forever. It'll be a big day for her.
We've worked tirelessly. It's been a work in progress for years, ever since we moved here. Really built the squad up from pretty much nothing after the split. So yeah, especially off the back of last season, we've had the 3rd place curse for the past 2 seasons, so I just can't believe we're in the final.
And do you have any standout moments from this year?
I think probably beating Stirling at Stirling, because that was probably our toughest game, probably mentally as well. We were both thought that we were going to be top, so like going there and doing that, it was just insane.
Definitely winning the semi-final was a massive achievement and a standout moment. Also beating Stirling when they were undefeated at home was again amazing, and hopefully we can go out and do the same this Saturday. But I think standout moment for me was beating Watsons in the last minute away as well. That was, I think it was 19-19, and we scored in the last second literally to take it. So definitely a standout moment for me. It's there's been some shock results, I think, and week in, week out we're looking at updates, and we don't know who's going to win and who's going to come out top. So, and it's also obviously us and Stirling have been consistently 3rd and 4th the past couple of seasons, so it's been so good that we've kind of risen to the top together, and I think that's an improvement in both squads, definitely.
Yeah, but like you say, a lot of the games, and we thought that would be the case, a lot would come down to small margins, and at times we've got to just play sensible rugby and bank the points when we need to, especially early doors. A lot of the teams are coming out pretty hard for the first 20 minutes, so if we can get the points early, then we've got the confidence in Kiyomi to get those points. And there's another couple of people that have stepped up when she's not available. We've got a hooker that can kick, and Tej is obviously pretty competent at kicking as well. So yeah, it's something that we'll do, and we're not going to change much for the weekend.
I hope that we all put on a show for everyone that's there or watching live. But yeah, it's going to be really close to call, but hopefully Cougars come out on top.
What would it mean for you guys to lift the trophy?
It would mean everything, knowing that we were the best, and it would just show all our hard work, and we're not just as individuals, it's our entire team, so it would be insane.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have said, I think both teams deserve to be in the final. You know, on paper it's the best attack against the best defence, so you know, we'll play the way that we've been playing all season. We expect the same from Stirling. We know they like to get the ball wide. I think it'll be a really good game. The two games that we've had have been really good. You know, for us to beat them through there, that's the best half of rugby that we played. And then the game here was a pretty scrappy affair, because I think both teams hadn't played in 4 or 5 weeks. So we've both had a couple of games under our belts. I think it'll be a tough game. I think it'll be pretty close. But I think, you know, the way the players are acting and behaving, I think there's good confidence amongst the squad, and you know, we've got the confidence that they can actually go out and get the win.
Okay, well, good luck.
Thank you very much.
So there we have it. That is everything you need to know about our two teams as we head into tomorrow's Tennent's Premiership final. So if you can't join us at Bridgehaugh, make sure you join us live on scottishrugby.org as we broadcast the game, with coverage starting from 1:20. See you there.